Welcome back to the channel. My name's Cody. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. I post every Tuesday and Thursday on my business adventures and how they can help you go faster in yours. Today I'm in a property that I bought in 2021. This unit's never been touched. So you got the, I don't even know what age that tile is. I don't know that was ever in style. But my goal of today is to share what I would do if I was in the rental business. If I was looking at taking on a new project, because this specific unit I haven't touched. I haven't done anything to it other than working on the floor in here. But what would I do if I was getting started? I was a new investor and I was trying to figure out what I need to do to get this re-rentable. Because right now, it's not rentable. And if you're new to the channel, I don't edit anything. So that's going on YouTube. In this specific unit, what I'm doing, I'm swapping out the LVP. When you're getting started, try and get the best tools you can to go quickly, but don't spend a fortune. I found this in storage. This is a floor guillotine, and the nice thing about a floor guillotine, you just line up the floor, you push down, and it'll cut it for you. That saves me a lot of time. When I'm going in and looking at actually doing a rental though, the things I like to think about from a cost perspective, doing LVP floor is gonna save me money, not now, but it'll save me money in the future on my next upcoming turns. More often than not, if you have a tenant who stays in your rental for a couple of years, you're gonna have to swap out the carpet no matter what. I've had many situations where with this type of floor, I don't have to swap it out for, well, I've been doing this for 5 years. I still put some floors in when I was getting started. Haven't had to swap them out, they still look great. They take care of it. If you have dogs in your unit, that's gonna be a different story. When it comes to a kitchen, I am not gonna be doing LVP floors. You can see I cut it off here around the edge and still gotta do trim and all that. In wet spaces, when you're getting started, you need to acknowledge that water is gonna be your worst enemy. Water is going to really hurt you if you have a mishap. So what I like to do in any wet space is gonna be a bathroom. It's gonna be the kitchen. I'm gonna do a linoleum sheet. I have done LVP, the waterproof LVP throughout the kitchen. The odds of the water getting underneath it, that can happen. And so if I'm doing entry-level housing, I like to do a nice tile-looking linoleum sheet. And I've found that stays a little bit warmer than if you're doing an actual tile, and people like having warm feet. So, as far as the kitchen goes, when you're getting started, do not just go in and swap out all the cabinets. There's some people that say, oh, you gotta swap all this out, you gotta spend 10, 15 grand per unit. On this, these are hardwoods. The hardwood cabinets are gonna last longer than us. You can refinish them, you can repaint them. If you have huge issues like this right here, you can either rebuild the frame or, I hope I got that on camera, or in this situation, I'll probably just replace these cabinets. But when you're getting started, you don't have to do that. Someone's renting it, you can just rebuild things. A lot of people think you have to replace everything. You should have a plan to replace it, but the biggest mistake investors make when they're buying their first rental or second rental is they spend too much money too quickly. They run out of cash, and then they don't have it when something really needs to be redone. So give yourself a year or two, get acquainted with the property, and then you can do some of that bigger stuff. In this bedroom, if you're trying to be on a budget, you could look at doing carpet. You get your pad down on top of the old floor with your on slab, or maybe it's built up. You're gonna lay out your carpet. Make sure you get your padding. It's not that expensive. A little trick that I found for these smaller one-off deals, this is 450 square feet, so it's a small apartment. What I would do is go find a carpet store and buy what's called a remnant piece. The remnant pieces are gonna be way cheaper. And on a smaller apartment, because there's a lot of them out there, you can typically get a remnant piece that's gonna measure out to a little bit bigger than the size of your room. It'll save you hundreds of dollars. And that'll go a long way. In the beginning, hundreds of dollars, if you have 100 units, isn't gonna be a lot, but if you save hundreds of dollars on hundreds of units, it does add up. And when you're getting started on your first deal, a couple $100 a month or a couple $100 that you get to keep in your pocket can go a long way. When it comes to the bathroom, I'm gonna do linoleum sheet again. It's not that expensive, just replace the toilet if it's old. This is how the tenant left it, they tore up all the tile. Replace the window, probably gonna replace the surround. Make sure you test everything so that it is waterproof, watertight. You don't have leaks, leaks suck. like I mentioned earlier in the kitchen video. And then right here, this is something that they had, and it's nice, but from a value add perspective, this building does have a laundry room, but nicer than a shared laundry is in-unit laundry. So my thought, and this is something that I'd recommend you look at, try and figure out the things other people don't see, keep the upper for toiletries and all that, get rid of that and get a 2-in-1. They make 2-in-1 washer dryer combos. Gonna have to bring an event for the dryer portion and have to bring the plumbing lines. But this place is on public sewer. So when I'm looking at a building like this, I'm figuring, okay, if I spend $2,000 on a washer dryer, could I get an extra $100 a month in rent and have the unit paid for in a year and a half, 2 years? You should be looking at these things, trying to figure out where you can save the most money in the beginning, because you're gonna have the least amount of money and the least amount of knowledge, which typically leads to the most amount of mistakes. So please be cautious about where you're spending money. Now I'm in a position where I can go in and replace these cabinets. In the beginning, that would be unnecessary and it'd put me in a financial stretch, which is not where you want to be when you have rentals, especially if you're using debt. So to recap, LVP floors, if you can afford to do them, make sure you get the best tools to put them in yourself so you can learn how you should do it. Make sure that in any wet spot, you're not doing flooring that would allow water to go underneath it and mold out. So maybe it's tile, maybe it's the linoleum sheet. You can carpet in the bedrooms to get started, but try and push to LVP over time. And then look for your value add opportunities. Just being able to put in a washer dryer combo right here is gonna help out a ton. Because in my market, most rentals don't have that. Most of them have shared laundry or they don't have it at all and you have to go to a laundromat. Last thing I noticed, this window failed. So I want to put a sad face there. If you have any issues like that, replace your windows. They're not that expensive. They're going to be a couple $100s. The couple $100 that you save by putting in the carpet and getting a remnant piece can buy you a new window. I don't post a ton on the rental business stuff, but this is my thoughts walking a unit. And if I was getting started, I would have appreciated having a video like this, maybe with one less phone drop. But look for those types of things. Keep your stuff on a budget, especially when you're getting started. If you got 50 grand for a rental budget, don't be excited to blow it, because once it's gone, it's gone. It's hard to rebuild it. On something like this, there's people out there that easily spend 15, 20 grand. I'm getting this unit done for less than 6, and that adds up really freaking quickly. So if you like this type of stuff, again, I post every Tuesday and Thursday. Hit subscribe. And if you like more real estate content, check out Multifamily Strategies YouTube. That's where most of this stuff goes. But dropping a little video of an as-is unit today.